Hello, my name is Andrei, and in this video we are going to talk about conversions. We'll find out what they are and how they can help your business grow. Also, we will look at how to implement them quickly and easily using Google Tag Manager. If you want to skip to the Google Ads conversion setup part, go to this minute. And if you just want to see how to implement the code on your website using Google Tag Manager, skip to this minute. You can find a list with all the important video timestamps in the description down below. I hope I didn't lost all of you by giving you those shortcuts, because what I'm going to say next, it is very important. If you are new in this field, I strongly recommend you to watch the full video to get the maximum benefit out of it. With that said, let's look at the broader picture. Ads are great, aren't they? They help you bridge the gap between your products or services and your clients' needs. Used in the right way, they can help your business grow exponentially in a short period of time. Once you start advertising, you will start to see a ton of metrics like impressions, clicks, views, and many others. With that said, make sure to watch my video series, Back to Basics, that will help you better understand those metrics. You will find a link to the video playlist in the upper right side of the screen. The important question here is, how do you keep an eye on the underlying business objectives while advertising? Here, conversions come in. Conversions are basically anything that helps your business thrive, which can be measured and tracked online. They help you better understand how your advertising efforts impact the business numbers. They are a great feature of any advertising platform, and no marketing activity should be conducted without them. So, what are conversions? If you've watched my previous videos in the Google Tag Manager playlist, which you can also access by clicking the notification in the right side of the screen, then this next explanation will most probably sound familiar to you. Conversions are small snippets of code that, once added to your website, will allow you to track specific user actions. What user actions, you might ask? Conversions can be anything: sales, leads, form submissions, newsletter registrations, time spent on page, you name it. If you are a more analytical person, it might be way more easy to think of conversions as indicators of your advertising campaign's efficiency. In other words, if you generate a lot of conversions, it means good things are happening. If only the conversions numbers are soaring but nothing is happening business-wise, always make sure to check that everything was implemented correctly on your website. There are multiple types of conversions out there and even more ways to classify them. But Google Ads gives you the following options: website conversions, app, phone calls, and import. The most common of them will be website conversions, but you might need to choose another for your specific case. One general rule of thumb is to prioritize conversions by importance. Thus, you can have primary, secondary, and tertiary conversions. Keeping a pyramid-like structure for your conversion can also help. Try setting as few primary goals as possible, more secondary, and even more tertiary goals. One more important thing you should take into consideration when using conversions are KPIs, or key performance indicators. In the digital marketing world, being specific matters, especially when it comes to conversions. Having well-defined goals should be your top priority. Setting KPIs is a whole domain by itself, and it's out of the scope of this particular video. But to make sure you understand the concept, I will give you an example. We need to generate 150 leads per month in the next 3 months with an average cost of $30 per lead. KPIs come in different shapes and sizes and are different from business to business. The key takeaway is that you should use KPIs to track your online performance. And now that we have a better grasp on what actually conversions are and how to approach them, let's discover how to create them and implement them using Google Tag Manager. For this, let's jump in Google Ads. In order to set up conversions, you will first have to navigate to Tools and Settings and click Conversions under Measurement column. If you have a new account or did not set any conversions yet, this is the page you will see. In order to start the setup process, simply click the plus conversions button. Once the page loads, you will be greeted with the 4 conversions types we have talked about: website conversions, app conversions, phone calls, and import, which allows us to import different conversions from different data sources like Google Analytics and Salesforce. We will look at a simple example of setting up a website conversion. Let's say that you are collecting leads through a contact form. After the users submit the form, they are redirected to a success page. To start the setup process, click on Website Conversions. We'll see a 3-step process. In the first step, we will have to give Google some data about the conversion we are going to track. The first of which is the category of the conversion. Google Ads has some predefined ones from which you can choose. I will select Submit Leads form for this example. Next, you will have to give your conversion a name. I would suggest you to use a naming convention to help you manage all the conversions easier. I will go with Google Ads Lead. Under Value, you will have to select if your conversion carries an actual value. In our case, we will select Don't use a value for this conversion action. If you have a business where you know the actual value of each of your leads, you can use the same value for each conversion and give your conversion a value and select your proper currency. If you own a e-commerce business and want to track sales, you will have to select Use different values for each conversion and send the dynamic purchase value through a data layer variable or other methods in Google Ads. As mentioned, we will go with no value for now. For count, we will go with 1 because we want to track just 1 submission per user. If you have an e-commerce, you will need to go with every. We will go quickly through Click Through Conversion Window and View Through Conversion Window because they are more advanced. Basically, they determine how many days after a person clicks or sees an ad, the conversion is still being recorded. I will leave those fields as default. Include in conversions is a very important setting. It tells Google if it should include that particular conversion in the conversions column. This setting is important because it will determine how many conversions will end up being reported under your conversion column, and thus, in the long run, influence the decision you will take. Also, please do note that Enhanced CPC, Target CPI, Target ROAS, and other smart bidding strategies also use this data. The last thing we will look at is attribution model. This is another very complicated subject, but Google usually recommends using some other model than the default, which is last click. For now, I will choose time decay, but you might need to use another for your specific case. Now that we have everything set up, let's go to step 2 by clicking the Create and Continue button. We will get 3 options to install the code into our website. We will select Google Tag Manager. Here we will have 2 codes that we will have to simply copy and paste. For now, keep this screen open and let's navigate to Google Tag Manager. Select the proper account, navigate to Tags, and click the New button. Give your tag a name. Don't forget to use the same naming convention to better help you manage the tags in the future. I will go with G-Ads Lead. Under Tag Configuration, click Google Ads Conversion Tracking.
Now you will have to return to the conversion setup screen in Google Ads and copy-paste the conversion ID and conversion label in the appropriate fields. Conversion ID under conversion ID and conversion label under conversion label. You can now finish the process of setup by clicking next and done. Now let's return to Google Tag Manager to finish the tag setup. The last thing we will have to do is to create our trigger. As I've mentioned, in our example, we will have a success page. Let's presume that this page has an URL with success. We will define a new trigger as success page. And for trigger configuration, we will go with page view, some page views, page URL contains /success. We will click save to save the trigger configuration, and now our trigger is set up. The last step is to save the trigger. In order to deploy the changes live on your website, click the submit button. Give your version a name. You can go with what I have added here or anything that makes sense to you, and click the publish button. Now the changes will be live into your website. Congratulations!
So, how was the implementation process for you? What are the conversion types that you have used? Do you have a better understanding now of what conversions are? Have you found the process to be straightforward? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will make sure to answer to your answers and questions as soon as possible. If you don't want to bother with the implementation or don't have the time for it, hire me and I will handle it for you. I have over 4 years of experience in the field of digital marketing and conducted dozens of Google Ads conversions implementations in this time. If you are interested, please visit my website at andreiwancea.com and fill out the contact form. I will get back to you in the shortest time. If this video helped you, please make sure to leave a like, share and subscribe. Thank you and see you in the next one.